All right, everyone, let's talk about simplicity versus complexity. And that's something that Paco and I recently discussed a lot. Those who are inside the membership might have recognized changes as well. And we are always striving to make things simpler. And now today we just talked about the YouTube channel, the main YouTube channel. We talked there about what videos are really most relevant, and thinking about the majority of our members, we realized something, that also we can share a wealth of knowledge when it comes to making things complex and automations and all this. We need to keep things simple. Why? Because people think far ahead of what they actually need in order to become more productive and more efficient. It's something I recognized in corporate too. There were whole consulting teams making things more efficient and even making things more complex, why we always have to start at the beginning. And I also had a discussion going on about ChatGPT and making custom GPTs and things like that, AI in general, as this is a huge hype there. Yes, I'm building in the backend AI agents. I'm connecting tools and all this, what you see. But this is really useful for the majority of our members to become more productive. The busy professional who is an expert in something and just needs support to become more productive, we don't think so. And that's why we thought to discuss this today, right, Paco?
Yes, correct, because we both are nerdy guys, okay? In my case, I was coding more than 40 years ago. I have coded in assembly language that I guess that many people don't have no clue and don't need to have clue about that. I was coding in C++ in the 90s. I've been working with IBM mainframes for many years. And I've been analyzing systems and processes since the 90s too. So we can go into any deep and black hole, okay? But that's not what we have concluded after having coached thousands of busy professionals, okay? That's not what they need. In fact, these people are really isolated, I would say, okay? They feel lonely, they feel overwhelmed. They are not nerdy, most of them, okay? Obviously, there are people who are, but what they want is to get things done in real life, okay? Not just by learning the methodology of getting things done, but really dealing with what they face on a daily basis. And I think that that's what we have brought to the table. We could have gone really deeper, talking about creating, I don't know, any complicated implementation that worked for us and trying to sell it out there. But that wasn't the case, okay? That's why we created something that is generic, that anyone can understand by using just common sense, and end up with a productive system that is the one that they need, okay? Because what they need is that partner, that digital partner that helps them to breathe, okay? To breathe, to achieve their goals, to make progress, to feel the sensation of control and security, to achieve peace of mind. And I think that that's much better than any AI integration, okay? Or ChatGPT bot or whatever we may think of. The thing is that we are using that because we are nerdy people, but also because the two of us need some kind of going deeper, okay? And also because we have that solid foundational core that most of the people that reach out to us still don't have. And that's why they need to start by creating that solid foundational core. And from there, they can leverage, okay? I think that at the end, what we have concluded after many inner circle cohort, okay, that is our inner circle program is the one that we offer direct coaching to our members. At the end, people get satisfied, okay? They have achieved what they wanted. They have built that solid foundational core from where they can start leveraging, you know? Right now, they cannot leverage at all because they have no system behind. And they are switching tools, going crazy, okay? Always having that feeling of catching things up, okay? Always feeling delay without any fulfillment at the end of the day. Well, too many negative emotions. That's what we need to deal. And for that, we need to bring clarity and simplicity, okay? That's why all our content tries to be pedagogical, no matter that maybe some people can consider it simple. I don't think it is, okay? I think that we have made simple something that it's really complex because we offer a standard, let's call them a standard, okay? People to understand what a productivity system is and implement it with any tools. And I think that that's quite challenging because, in fact, well, I haven't seen anyone there delivering this type of service or products. And that's what we will stick to, because I think that that's what people demand, what they really appreciate, okay? Because this is a real solution that we know that worked, because at the beginning we were hesitating if this just worked for nerdy people. But right now, with our current curriculum and all the expertise that we have gone through all these years, we can state that anyone who's really suffering about productivity can achieve that sense of peaceful sensation, I would say, okay, but also feeling productive. I think that that's the main thing, because they will approach productivity from a totally different perspective. And I think that that's the cool thing, and why we are today explaining all these things, okay? Because we don't want people to think that we are not able to implement complex things, okay? Maybe we start sharing our complexity out there, but I think that could be quite confusing for people, okay? The people who are looking for clarity, for something that it's simple, for something that it's pretty fast to implement, that I think that speed is also because people want solutions now, okay? And if you want a solution that is fast and easy to implement, you need to really deliver what they are expecting to. And the moment that we go into the nitty-gritty of productivity, tech, tools, that's quite complex, okay? Technology is quite complex. Also, it's going really fast. That's why we are impressed about how everything is evolving, because every single day there's a life-changing thing, feature, tool, whatever, technique, okay, technology that is really amazing, and it completely changed the way we work.
But the ICOR methodology stands the ground, right? So that's the beauty of ICOR, that with this productivity methodology, it's tool agnostic, and it applies still, no matter how much AI evolves. As we keep saying to the inner circle members that you mentioned, how many joined the inner circle with the intentions to automate everything, just realizing in the end of the cohort that manual work is sometimes so much more efficient than trying to automate things just for the sake of automating it. And that's where there's so much way to go before you hit a ceiling in a productivity system where you even need automations. And as you said, we have a lot of automations going on, and it's always a good example going into our ClickUp setup, our project management system that we are using at the Paperless movement. And I just show how I publish YouTube videos and how this looks like. Okay, so based on ICOR, we have it defined there as a work stream, and therefore we have a recurring project in there that just holds individual tasks, and each individual task goes through different states of the video. And I always bring this up as an example because so many people can relate to something like this. When I say, okay, what do we do to create a video? We have to record it, we have to edit it, we have to upload it, and we have to publish it to make it easy, okay? But you realize already there are several steps involved, and it's not just create a video. And just this realization we recognized so many people don't have. They just make a vague task, and then they work on this until they realize it's much more complex than it is, and not realizing it's actually a whole project, this simple task and things like that. And that's where ICOR comes into play to help this. And then we show this, and I say, yeah, that's great. Let's set this up as well in their project management system, and they understand this. But then I can show the moment I hit publish on site inside this work stream, an automation kicks in. It picks up the blog post that was automatically generated out of the transcript from the video. It uploads it to our website. It publishes it inside our membership. All these things that we don't mention to the people because it goes way beyond. But it is so easy to apply this to the work stream once you recognized several times going through it manually, uploading it, that there are workflows involved. And that's why The R in ICOR stands for refine. And it's the part where we teach in the ICOR journey the automation like a pro course, where we talk about how to lay out your business workflows first on a piece of paper or on a whiteboard, on a digital whiteboard, to understand the individual process steps and then make it much easier to automate this. But usually that's the moment people recognize, oh, there's so much I need to optimize first before I even go into automation. And I think that's really important. And again, going back to the ICOR methodology, that still holds against all the changes that are happening every day, is that you can always apply it on paper first. You can, any concepts and workflows that we do inside the ICOR methodology, you can in principle do it on paper. Same as when we talk about AI agents, as we talked in our last episode, that are automatically rescheduling our calendar and things like that. If you're not able to do this with a human assistant because you have no clue what to give to the human assistant, don't even think about asking AI to do it for you. And you might recognize this when you go to ChatGPT and you ask it, how can I become more productive? Well, you get a simple list of the typical things that you can do in order to become more productive that are not helping with your specific use case. So you have to realize first what situation you are in, what's the system that you have, what are the tools that you have in order to make improvements on this, instead of just following generalistic tips and hacks that you find on the web that is not really helping in a holistic way with your overall productivity system.
Yes, and we are seeing and experiencing how people are enjoying the ICOR journey experience, okay? That is learning a methodology, because I think that from the outside, it can sound like kind of academic, boring, not pragmatic at all. And it's just the opposite, okay? People who go through this experience can see and feel that it's pragmatic, okay? That it gives the sensation of control that people are demanding, that people move from being reactive, okay, just suffering all day long, to being proactive. And I think that that's important, because whenever that solid foundational core is interiorized, I would say, that takes, we are talking about 5 weeks, okay, to explain everything, okay, all the ICOR methodology with 3 sessions. So we are not talking about a whole year, okay, trying to figure out the universe, okay. The implementation is a piece of cake, because we have shown to the people that they can create an amazing productivity system just with 2 or 3 tools, okay, because they need just to manage information, action, and time. Those are the 3 big pillars that sustain any productivity system. Obviously, you can start leveraging it, doing it even more complicated, okay? Tom and myself are using a lot of tools, okay? Because we have been polishing and improving each of the different workflows that we are running, okay? We have take concepts to the extreme, okay? But that's not necessary for most of the people, okay? We have people who are managing big companies, big departments, okay? Amazing projects, just within 2 or 3 tools, talking about the productivity system, okay? Because that's something that people don't understand, that a productivity system has nothing to do with a lot of tools that we consider that are completely outside the productivity system, okay? And by giving that framework, okay, those boundaries, is how people really get the sense of control. And that's how they thrive. And I think that that's important to understand, okay? Because doing fancy things, when you are a person who have time, you can perfectly start doing fancy things, cool things, start sharing it there. But the point is that our people don't have that time, okay? They need to dedicate time to other things, that setting up something that is fancy, cool, or that is full of automation and complexity, because their lives are already complex, okay? Much more complex than the complexity that some of the people are dedicating to create complex systems, okay? Just to say that they are there, okay? And I think that that's important to understand how useful ICOR is, and for what type of person have been thought and developed, and why we are really increasing the speed to what we deliver solutions to our people, our members, and the people who trust on us, because they see that they are starting to understand what the story of productivity is all about. And I think that that was like a mystery, okay? Something that it was exclusive for nerdy people, okay? People who were on laboratories, who were geniuses, okay? That really understand everything step by step. And we don't believe in that, okay? We believe that this is something that is for everyone, okay? The same way that people can turn on a TV or any other, or drive a car, okay? We don't think about the complexity behind driving a car, okay? And we assume that anyone can drive a car just with some test and that's it, okay? Well, this is exactly the same. You don't need to be a computer science engineer to really be good at managing your own productivity system, being able to implement, being able to customize without asking for advice, okay? Just because you have that solid foundational core from where you on your own and based on your needs, you can do whatever you want, okay? We have found that many of our people are starting to implement amazing AI integrations and things like that without us doing anything, without telling them anything. They are doing it because now they are going to the outer world, okay, to that crazy jungle, okay, of productivity tools with a really specific approach, okay? They know what they are looking for, and that's really important. I think that that's one of the main changes, okay? The moment that you go out there and you know what you need to look for, I think that that reduces, okay, the time that you spend there, the back and forth, the moves, okay, from one tool to another, the tool switching, well, all those things that at the end, for me, is procrastination in disguise. And it's a way of delaying one of the most important things that I think that it gives the best sensation talking about a busy professional, that is achievement and fulfillment. I think that when, I don't know, a marketing manager makes an amazing campaign, when he has control of his department, when anyone, okay, an owner can perfectly run his company, going to meetings, going and traveling, okay, and having control of everything, no matter, okay, dedicating his time to the things that matters the most. I think that that's one of the most important and crucial assets for a busy professional, and that's what we bring to the table, and that's what we are seeing. No, that's also our part of fulfillment, seeing those people who are overwhelmed, and at the end, they feel really fulfilled and really secure.
Yeah,
I think
that's the moment where you automatically recognize where automations are needed. So when I launched the Paperless movement in 2018 on my own, I had a full-time job, 13 hours a day, working in this was out of home. And so how do I do this? So I was wearing many hats, right? So like every solopreneur does the moment you launch a business, because there's more to it than just uploading a few videos to YouTube. There's the whole business part behind it with accounting, taxes, and all these other things, customer service and all these things. And this is where you have to realize all the different hats that you're wearing, and then realizing the workflows that you're constantly doing in these different contexts, in the different situations that you're in. And this allows you then to say, for example, accounting, right? It's nothing that brings value to me when I'm doing it. That might be worth paying somebody else doing it, which is a lot less than me doing it. And that's the moment you give yourself an hourly rate, right? That makes it easy then to calculate. Because if you say, the moment I use this time to create value for my customer and I get more people in and I generate income, all the time that I waste with things that like accounting or things that I could automate is lost money. That's the point. And that's where you then identify the different workflows that you can automate or that you can optimize and streamline to make things faster. But this is all based on the general understanding, the foundations of what is running behind. the scenes, right, in the productivity system, the foundations. And people always look at the surface level, the front end of your productivity system, but nobody looks into the back end, if you will. So that's what we keep fighting with each inner circle cohort too, where we say the first 3 weeks usually, we keep saying, stop thinking about tools. We say it in the very first session, please, for the whole cohort, don't think about tool, don't chase any shiny objects, use what you already use, and we will make things work in the end of the month. And yet still people get so tempted the moment they go to YouTube, and then they reach out and say, hey, what about this tool? What are your thoughts on this tool and all these things? But we are strong, Paco and I, and we keep saying, you will make sense out of it in the end of the cohort. Just please focus on, or trust the process, as we keep saying, right? Go through the ICOR journey, because in the end you realize there will be always shiny objects, and the way you approach these tools will be completely different way. That's why we keep saying after the cohort, it's the mindset change that you have, the approach to productivity that will have changed after this month. And you will then for yourself make the right decisions on how to expand your own productivity system.
Yeah, and I think that it's wonderful in this complex world to think about making things simple, okay? And I think that clarity is an asset that I would love to have clarity 24 hours, okay, in all the different things that I'm doing, okay? And I think that that's the ultimate purpose of anyone. I think that clarity helps many crucial aspects of anyone's life, like, for instance, the decision-making process. Okay, I think that the moment that you get clarity, that you can perfectly grab the information that it's interesting towards a decision that you need to make, the moment that you start dedicating to the things, the time that they deserve, I think that that creates, okay, that sensation of momentum, okay, that the moment that you see that you endlessly can do this, okay, every single day, I think that that's also because also here, ICOR is just based on busy professionals and let's say the work area, but it's perfectly moved, it can be perfectly moved to the personal area. And in fact, that's the natural approach, because the moment that you see that your digital system is helping you, okay, it works exactly the same way that your brain works, it's pretty easy to start seeing life that way, okay? You don't care about if a project is professional or personal, you will do it the exact same way. If you need to, I don't know, to take out the garbage, you're going to use the exact same thing so that you don't forget the things. It's everything. And I think that that simplicity is what brings clarity, but also productivity itself, okay? Because you are not wasting time. And I think that that's one of the most important things, that a productivity system should help you to manage time properly, okay? It's not just a matter of where I store the things or how do I handle my to-dos. It's, am I really, because you can perfectly store information correctly or know all the things that you need to do, but if you don't manage time properly, and I think that that's a third pillar that most of the people forget about, because, well, okay, I know what I need to do, but how long? When should I do that? All those time-related questions should be immediately answered by a productivity system, okay? Just by interacting with them, just in milliseconds, as we said, because that represents that there's no friction, okay? If you hesitate just for a couple of seconds, that's not the way our brain really works, okay? Our brains work really fast, okay? So fast that we are not conscious of all the things that the brain is doing, and that's what we need to replicate, okay, in our digital system. We don't need to delay things. Everything needs to work immediately. And time management is one of those things that is full of general advice, I would say, out there. Concepts like Eisenhower matrix. Okay, many things that are just theoretical frameworks, but you say, but man, what the heck? How do I put this into order? When do I look at that Eisenhower matrix? For how long? Should I write everything down there? But I'm dealing with hundreds of tasks. How do I differentiate urgent, important, all those generic terms that I think that nobody has really paid attention to define how to implement that, okay? Because Obviously that when you are looking at those concepts, they make sense. But the thing is, how do I put this into work in my reality, in my daily life? That's what's really complex, and that's what we are delivering, okay? Because we are paying attention to all the needs of all our people, and
we are living it every day of
polishing,
ourselves. That's the point, right?
Correct. Correct. That's it.
So
And
we
I
swallow
think
our own pills.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So that's it for today, where we discussed the simple versus complex. Make sure to tune in for the next episode next week then. Everybody, have a good time.
See you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.